What you're going to see now are extracts from some of the most popular suffrage plays. There were over 100 in all, written from 1907 to 1914 and produced by the Actresses Franchise League, amongst others. They weren't just about the vote, they were about issues that concerned suffragists: unequal pay, working conditions, sexual violence against women and girls, and women's visibility in public space. There's a lot to chew on and a lot to like. Enjoy.
Well, you needn't all look so surprised. I know I've been against it, but I didn't realize things. I thought only a few howling dervishes wanted the vote, but when I find that you aren't. Fancy a woman of your firmness of character, one who has always been so careful with her money, being declared incapable of voting. The thing's absurd.
Bravo, our Horry's waking up.
If this rotten government don't like the idea of my Aunt Lizzie making a scratch on a bit of paper and shoving it into a ballot box once every 5 years, this government have reckoned without the men. I'll show them what I've got to vote for. What do they expect? You can't all marry. There aren't enough men to go around. And if you're earning your own living and paying taxes, you ought to have a say. It's only fair. The government are narrow-minded idiots.
Hear, hear.
They talk as if all the women ought to stay at home, washing and ironing. Well, before a woman has a wash tub, she must have a home to put it in, mustn't she? And who's going to give it her? I'd like them to tell me that. Do they expect me to do it?
Yes, dear.
I say, if she can do it herself and keep herself, so much the better for everyone. Anyhow, who are the government? They're only representing me and being paid thousands a year by me for carrying out my wishes. Now, I like a woman to be a woman. That's how I was brought up. But if she insists on having the vote, and apparently she does,
She does.
I don't see why she shouldn't have it. Many a woman came in here at the last election and tried to wheedle me into voting for her particular candidate. She has time to do that, and I never heard the members then say that she ought to be home washing the baby. I don't see why she hasn't time to vote. It's never taken up much of my time, nor has it interfered with my work. I've only voted once in my life, but that's neither here nor there. I know what the vote does for me. It gives me a status, and that's what you women want. A status!
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I might even call it a locus standi. If I go now and tell these rotten cabinet ministers what I think of them, it is my locus standi.
That's a good word.
That'll force them to listen to me. Oh, I know. And by gum, I'll give them a bit of my mind. They shall hear a few home truths for once. Gentlemen, I shall say. Well, that won't be true of all of them to start with, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Gentlemen, the men of England are sick and tired of your policy. Who's driven the women of England into this? You! Because you were too stupid to know that they meant business. Because you couldn't read the writing on the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
Gentlemen, conditions have changed, and women have to work. Don't men encourage them to work? Invite them to work?
Make them work.
And women are placed on the battlefield of life on the same terms as we are, short for one thing, the locus standi of the vote.
Good old locus standi.
Why shouldn't they have a voice in the laws which regulate the price of food and clothes? Don't they pay for their food and clothes? Why shouldn't they have a voice in the rate of wages or the hours of labor in certain industries? Aren't they working in those industries? If you had a particle of common sense or decent feeling, gentlemen...
My hero.
You may depend on me, all of you, to see justice done. When you want a thing done, get a man to do it. Votes for women!